Hey, this is Adam Whiting, and in this video I just want to tell you a quick story because the other day I was hanging out with my buddy, and he's a pretty successful guy. He makes $250,000, $300,000 a year in corporate America. He has a beautiful family, beautiful house. I mean, really, like outside looking in, he has a pretty beautiful life. And we were hanging out at Super Bowl Sunday, so we were having a couple beers, a couple laughs, just had the family there and everything. And all of a sudden, he just got kind of serious with me, and he looked me in the eye and he said, "How do you do it?" And at first, I didn't know what he meant. It kind of threw me off, and I asked him, what do you mean? And he said, how do you live this lifestyle? And I could kind of tell there was a lot of pain, in his voice, and I could tell he was struggling with something. So I actually took him into the other room just so we could be a little bit more man to man and kind of talk about it, so the family wasn't right there. And I kind of asked him what was going on, what's going on in your life, and how are things going? And he said, man, I'm really struggling, not so much at work, but with the amount that he was working and the amount of time that he was spending away from his family. He was working about 12 hours a day. He had to go in on Saturdays. I mean, it was just really taking a toll on the amount of things that he got to do. He was missing events with his family, like with his kids and things like that. He was missing their activities. He didn't have a lot of time to spend with his wife, so their relationship was hurting. And I could tell that it was really hard for him to share this with me because at work, he's in this position of power. He's one of the higher ups. And, asking someone for help and asking someone, basically like me, to help him was just way outside of his comfort zone. So, I took this very seriously because I could tell that, it was really hard for him to do. And I went on to kind of explain to him how I got to where I am, because he sees my lifestyle and we live drastically different lifestyles. I work maybe 3 to 4 hours a day. I spend tons of time with my family. He sees us, like on Facebook and things like that together all the time. We travel all over the world. Like just this year, we've gone to Colombia, Costa Rica, the Bahamas. I mean, we've just been all over the place, and he just doesn't understand how I can do it. And, I've never really explained it to him because he works all the time. The only reason we were even hanging out that Sunday is because, he had that Sunday off. Otherwise, he's just always working, so we're just kind of disconnected. And I started talking to him about what had happened to me the past few years, the fact that I found a mentor, and I actually started modeling after him. So what I did was I found someone that had the lifestyle that I wanted. Okay, my mentor had the exact lifestyle that I wanted. He had freedom. Okay, he was working 2 to 3 hours a day on the internet, from home. He was with his family all the time. They were traveling all the time. He had tutors, he had maids, he had all these things that I wanted, but the big thing that he had was freedom, and I saw that. And I instantly made a commitment to him. As soon as he made the offer that he would be my mentor and he would teach me what to do, I made a commitment in that moment. I made a decision to take action and to do whatever he told me to do in that moment. And I could tell when I explained that to my buddy, he just had a light bulb went off. It was like in an instant, his entire life changed, his entire perception changed. And what he realized was, and this is what he explained to me, is that he had been modeling after all the people above him in corporate America, and he kept getting to where they were at. He kept moving up in the company, but as he moved up, he didn't notice that their lifestyles were not what he wanted. Okay, they were working all the time. They were making all this money. Like I said, he makes a lot of money, but he doesn't have time. He doesn't have time with his family, and that's what he really wanted. I mean, he wanted, he's like, oh, if I make more money, I'll have more time, but he didn't actually pay attention to what those guys were doing. The fact that they were working all the time, coming on Saturdays and things like that. And he looked at me in the eye as soon as he, after we talked about that, and he said, I could tell that everything had changed for him, that he had made a decision right there in that moment that he was going to make a change, that he was going to change his life, that he had made a decision right then to change his life. And he asked me, what do I need to do? He looked me in the eye and just said, what do I need to do? How can I change my life? Teach me how to change my life. And I went on to talk to him about the formula that my mentor taught me. There's actually a formula to this, like step by step, do this, paint by numbers type of formula. And I realized then that there's so many people in this world that need this formula, that need to know how to change their life. And if they just had a person that was willing to teach them, and they made a decision right then, if they realized that I need to make a decision, if I want to change my life, I need to do it right now. There's no tomorrow, there's no, in a year I'm going to do it. It's right now. You need to do it. If you have someone in front of you that's willing to teach you, which I am, okay, I made a decision right then that I was going to teach people, not just my friend. Okay, I was going to teach the world, because that's the beautiful thing about the internet. You can put things on the internet, like I can put this formula on the internet and teach it to you for free. All you have to do is click the button below this video right now and you can learn my formula for free. Okay, you're going to have me personally, someone who's living a beautiful lifestyle. Okay, like I said, we travel all the time. I spend so much time with my kids. I make more money actually now in a month than I used to make in an entire year at my job in corporate America. So we're doing very, very well, and I'm willing to teach you exactly how I do it. So if you click the button below this video right now, I'm going to teach you exactly what I taught my buddy, the exact formula that my mentor taught me to live a beautiful life. So if you haven't already, click the button below right now, and I'll see you on the next page.